Hi guys, here's what I have. This is my goldfish pond. It's a 6x6 fiberglass ex fish hatchery tank, only partially buried in the ground. It's only 28 inches deep. And with a pergola over it, and behind it is another sort of 6x6 area where the filters are. So the pergola covers actually an area of 12 by 6 approximately, with which I could put a new pond, 12 by 6 and maybe 4 feet deep. Over on the other side of the sidewalk is the koi pond. It's about 8 feet long by only 32 inches wide, and its filter area is off to the right. So let's just carry on here. We'll take a look at the tank. Electric fencing all around, which is necessary. Okay, so down at the bottom, that is a big tile. It's a 20 inch by 20 inch tile, and it's got little feet on it. And underneath it, it's a sump that goes down, about maybe 10 inches or so, sort of angles down, and out the bottom of the sump, there's a 3 inch bottom drain line comes out this way. So the tile is raised slightly above the opening to the sump and acts as a bottom drain, like their water gets pulled in along all four edges. There's only like a less than a half of an inch gap. And then I also have a DIY sort of no niche skimmer. I keep a little strainer on top to catch some of the algae. I've been having a lot of string algae, and as you see, I had scraped off the top of the tile because it was just loaded, and the string algae traps a lot of feces on the bottom, prevents everything from going down the bottom drain. It's a real pain. Okay, so behind the screen is the filter area, and and this is again a commercial fish hatchery. They called it a vortex swirl separator. So it's a big cone tank. It's 48 inches deep. And my bottom drain goes to that, and also my skimmer, which comes over. It's got two like inlets, 3 inch inlets, but the skimmer comes up through there with a DIY catch basket with mesh and encased in this bucket. And in there I've got a 600 gallon per hour pump, which is sort of giving me some extra draw from the skimmer and feeding my ultraviolet light submersible. And then I've also got a 4,200 gallon per hour Laguna submersible pump. This is a metallic cartridge that's going on the inlet of the pump in order to catch the string algae that does not settle to the bottom of the cone. And I've got a cross piece there, and hanging on that is a sump pump down in the bottom of the cone on a timer, which flushes the cone out. Oh, I don't know, I think I've got it for 4 or 8 times in a 24-hour period. And that works very well. I never have to clean my settling chamber. I just flush the debris out the bottom. Every once in a while I have to wipe down the sides with a scrubby on a stick. This is what the metallic cartridge looks like. I made these bags, mesh bags, to go over them, so that when I pull them off, I just pull the bag over it, and then the debris doesn't all fall off once there's no more suction from the pump. Okay, and then so that 4,200 pump is going to a sand and gravel filter and a upflow biofilter, which is filled with bags of Metalla and chunks of this and that and bits of black K1 type plastic material and some ceramic balls, just a bunch of miscellaneous that I collected over the years. And they also have it's a Gemco pump, but it's the same as Mito, a linear piston, 45 liters per, whatever it is, LPM, liters per minute. That only goes on in the very hot times of the summer for extra air. Okay, then, across the sidewalk, the koi pond. See if we can get a shot of them. They're getting too big for this. The pond is only 32 inches across. These fish are pushing close to 20 inches. The Shigoi anyway, and the Ochiba. The white one's a little smaller. Okay, so this one is feeding. I've got a retro bottom drain, and it's feeding a 60-gallon cone tank, a vortex tank. And then I've got two other tanks. These are all 55-gallon barrels. One of them is just a pump housing and skimmer basket and UV. Again, another 600-gallon per hour pump feeding a submersible UV into the pond, and another upflow barrel with bags of stuff and chunks of metalla and all kinds of miscellaneous, and a sand and gravel filter. So there we have it. I'll list everything in my post so that we can sort of add it up. But what I would like to do is, as I mentioned, get rid of all the filters, make this pond double this, or well, almost quadruple the size, hopefully close to 2,000 gallons, and then combine all the filtration, move it uphill about 30 feet to this shed. This shed, it was filled with firewood and junk, and I've been working on it. Put a window in and started digging out the floor. The 6 by 6 foot tank will fit in here. Everything has to be, everything that's gravity fed has to be 11 inches lower than grade in order to be at pond level. So I'm digging out the floor. I'm going to put some additional walls to kind of hold the dirt back, but the tank would fit in here, and the vortex would also fit in here, and I could put a floor over those two things if I put them down below grade, and the barrels could sit on the floor is what I'm thinking. And so I could probably fit all 5 barrels in if I wanted to. I'm not sure if that's totally necessary, but we'll talk about those ideas when we get to them. Thank you for watching, and I hope you can advise me. Cheers.